大家好，欢迎您收听新加坡小记者网的跟我来节目，我是戴凯。今天的主题是让科技赋能新一代女领袖。新加坡女子联合组织举行了 UWS STEAM Fest 让科技赋能新一代女领袖们的论坛及展览活动，目的是号召更多的新加坡女性从事科学技术、工程及数学方面的研究和工作。活动主宾是通讯及新闻部长兼内政部第二部长杨莉明女士，她与主持人彭博电视台首席国际通讯员哈斯琳达阿明的对话博得阵阵掌声。
So we really appreciate the time today. We know there's been progress. There are more women in STEM today versus 10 years ago. But when you take a look at the pace of growth, it's been pretty stagnant. What's your take on it? Why has it been so challenging?
Well, it's a great question. And maybe if I could just, take a step back and ask ourselves where we stand. Maybe we start with the figure that Linda quoted, which is if you look at the tech workforce globally, you're right. The average participation by women is just about 28%, and so that's about 3 in 10, as you said. In Singapore, we are a little bit better. We are 4 in 10. And that one of the tasks given to me was, can we get our parents to be more interested in bilingual education? Can they be helped to understand the opportunities of a rising China and change their whole perspectives about language learning, and also invest the resources to help their children acquire the cultural affinity? It didn't take a lot of persuasion, because once they saw how China was growing and the opportunities that came about as a result of that, very easily they were able to reshape their minds. I think the message of parents that there is a career, there are prospects in tech, I think it's not lost on them. The only thing I would say is this: parents are also protective of their children. Parents would like to see that the children do have a chance to succeed. And if they see that there are very few women who have reached the top of their professions in tech, then it is, I think, harder for them to persuade their children to consider this course. So today, if you look at the C-suite, of the listed tech companies on a stock exchange.
世界著名的投资大师吉姆·罗杰斯的太太Paige与3位学生上台分享科技带给我力量这一话题，来鼓励新加坡的女生们去学习理工科的知识与技能。
So hello everybody, my name is Paige Parker, and we're so grateful to have you all here. I know you have a lot of options on how you can spend your time, and the fact that you decided to be with us means that you've made STEM for females a priority in your life, and we're incredibly grateful. I've been on the board for United Women Singapore for 8 years, and we're all so happy to have you here. A little bit of backstory. I spent 3 years traveling around the world, visiting 116 countries with my husband, Jim Rogers. On my podcast, Sushan is a good friend of mine, and one of the things that she loves to say to women is, don't ask, don't get. So she was talking about actually asking for money and getting a raise, but it's the same with the mentor. If you don't ask, if you are not curious, if you don't seek it out, it's not going to happen, because it's not just going to fall from the sky. So it's seizing the moment, and it's looking at all those people around you, as the ladies have said here.
她的女儿小蜜蜂罗杰斯目前就读南洋女中，她今天也来到现场，并提出了一个问题，请台上的大学生回答。
Hi, at what point did you realize that STEM was the field for you, despite how there may not have been a lot of people in STEM fields for you to look up to as women, as like direct role models? And so what kind of inspired you to take that leap of faith and realize that STEM was still what was for you?
For myself, the turning point for me was when I actually attended my university's open house. All this while since primary school, I've been taking science subjects, right? I've been taking bio and chemistry. I wanted, to become a doctor. But when I entered the auditorium for my course, which is Project and Facilities Management, and they shared about the opportunities that lies within the built environment, and especially all the sustainable construction and retrofitting that we have, or even the marine conservation. I actually resonated with that because I felt that it was so interesting and that was my calling. So I think that was the main turning point for me, and I was very happy, to be able to change my perspective and change my trajectory from where I was studying and planning to go, and versus now today in a STEM industry, which is a whole different concept that I never imagined when I was in secondary school or junior college. So I think that was the turning point for me, when the moment when I actually heard the lecturers talk about the program. Yeah.
You brought up a very great point of what the world needs and how it aligns with our personal interests. So I think if your beliefs lie in that, and then you see how, for example, the environment is something that interests you and aligns with your interests, you can work towards that because it's something that inspires you, keeps you going. So I think that is the most important thing as well.
It's okay.
For me, because I felt that tech is kind of my weaknesses, so I want to know how to actually strengthen my weakness, and I also was very curious about it because I think your peers are really very important to you because they were the ones that motivated me to actually know more about STEM, and the fact that I went to STEM first and I met like-minded people and they were really very motivating. So it's very interesting the fact that you can get to meet like-minded people, and also your peers encourage you to join such programs.
一些印度族女企业家和跨国企业高管以及 Skill Future 的官员 Gog Sunju 博士也莅临现场。主办方 UWS 的主席陈女士率领众多专家学者做了精彩的演讲，也得到保时捷、黑岩集团、微软、世坤投资、黎明银行、新加坡国立大学、南洋理工大学、科技设计大学等近20家公司、院校及社团的支持。我在现场荣幸采访到了国立大学的王素琴教授、南洋理工大学的师生们等等。
就是如果你在小学、中学、高中的话，没有女生的话，那最终你其实 pipeline 里面并没有女生最终可以去到工业界，所以就希望在中学、小学、高中会有很多女生也念科技、科学、工程，然后呢，最终呢，工业界就可以有更多的女性参与。
新加坡以前女性参与这个的少吗？
很少。
有什么比例的？
我是学生的时候啊，我的班就120个人啊，只有9位女生啊。
哇哦！
不过现在好很多了。
现在好很多。
以前的比例真的很差。
讲得真好。
I'm an associate professor of bioengineering at Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, and these are my students. So I'm here today to really promote women in engineering, research, and science. And I think that the future of the world will be heavily focused on STEM, and women make up about 50% of the world population. So we should be able to contribute more to the advancement of the world. So this is why I'm here today, and I hope to inspire more young women to study STEM in the university and build a career around them. At NTU, we have our community to support your quest in to be a women engineer, women in science, as well as women developing technologies for the world. Come and join us.
Plastic is getting just dumped in the environment and creating so much crisis all over the world. So here we are approaching a problem through biotechnology, where we utilizes enzyme. So we have this approach where the bottle is broken down into its monomer, and there are different microorganisms such as cyanobacteria and cellulose producing bacteria and yeast, which can utilize these monomers and give useful products. So by this we upcycle the plastic and also maintain a carbon neutrality, where we are not releasing more carbon into the environment.
好，我们是来自南洋理工大学 LIMLab 的对学生，然后接下来给大家介绍一下我们的课题。这个是我们原来的塑料瓶，那么我们现在呢是用生物技术，可以用一些，比如说我们的菌和酶 来进行降解它们，最终呢，我们会产生一些具有高值附加值的这些可以利用的、对环境更加友好的副产物。那么我们这个整个工作呢，将会为世界的碳中和来做出自己的一份贡献。非常希望大家能够加入我们的实验室，谢谢大家。
Hello, I'm Adam from CCB Bioengineering. Now, my project is to scale up the plastic and plastic degradation. So here we can see the small scale of plastic degradation by using enzyme. This is just 10 ml, but I'm trying to and we can degrade like around 5 milligrams of plastic. But imagine if I can scale it up to a bigger scale, I can degrade 1 ton of plastic in this by using this enzyme. We're trying to solve plastic waste problem by scaling up this reaction to a bigger scale and degrade more plastic to be utilized into a valuable product. For example, the cyanobacteria and bacteriocellulose. Here, I'm currently pursuing my doctoral degree to scale all of the process here to make it industrially applicable. That's
one. My name is Brendan and I'm from Porsche Asia Pacific. And today we're here at the UWS STEM Fest because we want to power the next generation of women leaders. And we are also long-term partners with United Women Singapore, and we're supporting them on their Girls to Pioneers program. So behind us we have today the Porsche Taycan 4S, which is a fantastic all-electric sports car from Porsche, 500 horsepower and also up to 400 kilometers of range. And you can charge it from 0 to 80% in just 20 minutes. So a great car, and also drives absolutely like a Porsche, like a sports car. So enjoy.
What are you feeling about the topic today?
About the topics that's shared today, I think we're very blessed to be in this generation where we have a lot of technologies to help us, and a very quite equal platform for women. A lot more equal now than in the past. So I feel very fortunate to be in this generation.
Very hard working for you.
I think for ladies, sometimes, even as little girls, they think that, okay, you are supposed to look into like dolls or something. But then if you're interested in doing something, be it in sports, or for me, it's in technology, in making things work for people, just pursue what you like, right? Just strive for what you're passionate about, and you can do well in anything you do. Yeah, I think that's my message.
So what are your wishes about your things?
For this panel, we really hope to revolutionize the entire advertising industry to help make it a lot more interactive, right, and engaging for audiences. That's primarily what we're trying to do. So we do actually work with we work with people for their weddings as well. We have a digital wedding guest book where actually participants or guests can scan the QR code and then just type their messages. Yeah, so those are some other use cases that we have. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Sindhura. I'm here at the UWS STEM Festival. I'm very excited to be here. It's a great lineup of partners, customers, and companies, and people from all walks of life. I've seen 5-year-olds, I've seen 20-year-olds, I've seen 50-year-olds who are all interested in a career in technology. That's the power of technology. It's ubiquitous, it's everywhere. Every company is a tech company. And I'm very excited to see a lot of girls and women here. Technology tends to be a sector which is underrepresented in terms of women. And so just having more girls encouraged to join and take up education in STEM fields and take up a career in technology and STEM is my passion, actually. And so I pursue that passion at my place of work, as well as through participating in events such as these. So very excited. We had a great footfall at our booth today, and a lot of passion from the young who want to learn how they can apply technologies in different parts of the industries, whether it's healthcare, whether it's retail, whether it's manufacturing, education. There's a place, and you don't need to be a programmer in order to pursue a career in tech. It's all about logic. It's about how do you apply that logic and create something powerful to solve a world problem. And that's the most important thing. So I encourage more and more girls and women to pursue a career in tech, pursue education in the fields of STEM. I myself used to be a developer, a computer science graduate, and I love anything to do with programming and creating, solutions that can solve world.
我不是女权主义者，但这次的活动让我感触颇深。因为主办方和杨莉明部长向人们传达了要帮助女子走入工作场所，给女性以成功的机会，鼓励更多的女生学科技、用科技，这正是人们所需要的。我认为，只要抓住教育的关键，让女孩致力于科学研究，一点也不难。我有能力在教育方面尽一点绵力，我知道应该怎么做。因为我的母亲曾经就是一位科技工作者，她家庭事业两不耽误。我的亲友当中也有一些顶尖的科技女性。问题是，我目前还在苦苦寻找成功的机会。由于时间关系，今天就讲到这里，谢谢您的收听，下次节目再见。